like I was telling Justin, I don't know if you listened to the episode, but I was telling him that I had an idea for a chicken nugget restaurant.
Yeah.
Just Nuggets. It's actually Just Nugs
Yeah.
is the name. As if it exists. And that the more and more I'm around people like you and Justin and Luke and the people Brittany, the people associated with, that group, I guess, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That circle. The more I'm around you guys, the more I'm inspired, and I realize all of you are normal. Like, there's nothing about you.
I don't know if normal is the right word.
Well,
we're not exceptional. I mean, well, I say,
you know what I mean? You're just a normal
all,
person,
right? Right.
All of you are. You come from the same thing. Like Justin telling the story about like his dad being a plumber, and he was working with him, and that's what he thought he was gonna do until he was like in his early 20s or something like that. And hang on real quick.
Yeah, you're good. Got to turn those notifications off.
Yeah. Emails. It's what was I saying?
Justin, we're kind of normal, yeah.
Yeah. It makes me realize that, like, you literally Luke said something to me at a New Year's Eve party. It was actually you were probably there. You just didn't notice me. It was going into 2020, I think. And Haystack was having a New Year's Eve party
at Uptown.
Yes.
Okay. I actually wasn't there, unfortunately, but yeah, I was pretty involved in getting it all set up and stuff. So I'm glad you were there. And
well, it was awkward because like he invited us, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, awesome. And then I got there and realized this is like a company thing. This is weird,
right?
And we just sat in a corner, like me and Crystal, and Luke came and talked to us. I didn't know him that well at the time, but while he was talking to us, I hadn't really gotten my photography stuff like off the ground yet. Like I was doing it, but it was like struggling,
right.
And I'm not that I'm not now, but
you made significant progress.
I'm better.
Yeah. Progress.
Yeah. And I was trying to pick his brain a little bit, even though he was working. And he said, once you realize you can just do anything, it becomes a lot easier. It gets smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like such a mountain. And being around you guys, it really just makes me realize, like, yeah, that's true. You can just go do it. It's just a matter of doing it.
Look, I'm notorious. This is probably bad advice for most people, but I'm notorious for like trying to get people to drop out of school and follow their passions. I'm like, why are you even in school? What are you studying, and what do you want to do with it? And that's one thing that a lot of the people that work for us and work for me, the conversations we have, they're like, you make things seem like they're just so easy to, attempt to do. And it's not that it's easy. I don't think anything in life that you really want is necessarily easy, but if you enjoy doing it, it just makes it a lot better, and you don't mind spending your time on it, and you're really passionately pursuing it. Whereas if it's something that you don't enjoy doing, then it's just a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's my take on just about anything, even like capital intensive things. I think Smash is a great story for that, because the traditional way of starting a restaurant is you find a building, you spend all this money on a build out. You haven't even tested your product yet. You don't even know if somebody likes your food. And, you're going to sink. It's hard to build a restaurant for less than $300,000. I mean, like, it's almost impossible. And so you think about all these restaurants that get started and they invest all this capital in something that they haven't even proven. And so for us, when we started Smash, we were like, let's test it out. I mean, we tested it out actually out of our house kitchen initially, and then we quickly found out that we needed to make it a little bit more legitimate, but it still was very, very inexpensive. I think we started Smash for $1,000. I think Justin put $5 in and I put $500 in, and we just kind of hit the ground running. And so, like, for me, $1,000 is a lot of money to certain people, but and even to us at the time, it was a decent chunk. But the thing is, like, you can pretty much figure out a way to save $1,000. Yeah. Maybe it takes you a year, maybe it takes you 5. I don't know, but the fact that we could start a restaurant for $1,000 is kind of unheard of. And so that was one of those things where we just wanted the challenge. That's the whole reason we started it, was like, can we do this? Can we start a restaurant for $1,000 and just kind of see what happens, and it just kind of snowballed from there. But yeah, I mean, I think that really, if it's something that you don't mind just digging your heels into and going after, you can do anything.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying with it's easier when it's something you're passionate about.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's just, doesn't seem, quote unquote, seem as easy
Yep.
when it's something you hate. Like if I tried to start a lawn care business, that would probably suck because I don't want to do that. That sounds like garbage.
Yeah.
No, thank you.